Hey guys,
Thanks for watching.
my last post I talked about I was going to share with you what happened the very first day I dropped her off in the drug in the drug court process. The first thing in the morning is to go have the urine screening. So
I think this is
day?
actually, oh yes. I think this is actually, first before we get into this, the fact when you brought this up to me, that was like so huge actually, and because it just speaks hugely to your journey, my journey, both of us, and but really I think that's more specific to you, but just like how it goes along with stigma and all of that, and
sure.
the drug addict picture and all of this, the picture we have painted about addiction, and so we want to share this with you because we're sharing the journey part. And
Right.
so we didn't start from the place we're at now. We didn't start educated, knowledgeable, like any of that. So it's been a hell of a journey, and this is part of the beginning.
And I wanted to share that part just to be transparent and honest about the mistakes I personally made and the way I
Right.
viewed things. And by the way, there is no rehearsing these videos. There's nothing. We just find a place
We
where we
decide
get
on
together.
a topic and then we just go. So bear with us with the stumbling over my words, which will happen a lot.
Okay. What do you remember about that morning? It was,
All right, so we
early. It would have been the next morning, I think.
So I called in at 5:30 in the morning. Yes, I had to test. So we pulled up to the area corrections, and there's people standing around. Everybody's smoking. And would you like to share?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I expected, like, we're here a few minutes early, so you sit over there in the passenger seat and you wait until they open the doors, and then you go in. And right over here, right over here out my windows were several people standing around looking
Sketchy? Is that the way you were?
and hoodies.
I think you used that word, actually.
Yeah, I did.
Hoodies.
And you went to get out of the car.
I'm a mirror.
And you went to get out and you go, oh, and I told you, no, you just stay right here because you don't need to be hanging out with those people.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's
what I said.
That's exactly
I said
how
those
it went.
people. And you,
Right. You
just
don't need to be
looked at
hanging
me.
out with those people. And that shit, when the words started to come out of my mouth, like, that hurt me so bad. What you just said, and what I responded with was, Mom, I am those people.
Right.
Those people are like, we're the same. We're the same.
Because you're all here for the same reason.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think that was when I very first kind of like accepted the fact that you were an addict. Like,
Yeah.
actually used that word. Because previously I think I had said, well, my daughter has done drugs.
Right.
Because I truly didn't know what that meant. You've done them to what extent? I
Well,
don't
you
know.
also, yeah, you didn't know the extent of what I had done, had been doing, you didn't know the full extent of this. But I think it was also a denial process also
Yeah,
of, we are removed.
Right.
We are not that, like, yes, you have a problem enough to where you got a charge, but you're not these people.
Right.
You're not those people. You're not this.
Yeah.
And I said, Mom, I am those people. But that actually really hurt me because,
Okay.
yeah, because it was like, damn, if you're looking at those people and saying, those people, like, what do you look at me and see? Because I am those people. I'm no better than any of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and I knew that then. What must you think of me if you have, that's what you think when you see these, drug addicts?
I think I still thought of you as above that.
Right.
So it was kind of like a slap in the face and an eye
And that
opener
comes
all at
from
the
a
same time.
place of ignorance, though. So,
Yeah. I didn't know it hurt you, though.
yeah.
I thought you were just more like, eye roll, please, whatever, Mom, I am one of those. But I didn't know that
I think in the moment I kind of did too. It was kind of a F you mom moment. Like it was also kind of a like teenage rebellion type moment. I wasn't a teenager, but still. Like that was the type of moment, but it also hurt me, and that was kind of why I said it so like you get out of the car type thing. Like, no, I'm gonna go buy a cigarette from them.
And for me, it was
I
like
don't think I knew. I had never met anyone. No, I didn't know anybody in the drug court either.
So then it was okay. Yeah, I guess she is one of them. And I feel like pretty much from that moment, maybe it took me a couple of days, but it changed for me.
It did take a couple of days because there was a follow-up conversation about basically you need to coast through drug court and keep your distance from these people. I remember Dad had this conversation of like, you need to coast through drug court and keep your distance from these people. You don't need to be hanging out with them, smoking outside before court, before testing, all of this.
I was afraid they would drag you down. I was afraid.
And there's a fair point to that because we do see that a little bit in drug court, but it wasn't about that.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. See, I can say that now. Like, yeah, it's smart for me to keep distance from certain people in drug court because people do drag each other down in recovery. People who are not invested in it the same way will pull somebody else down. But it's not for the reasons of, like, I'm above you because I'm not really an addict like you are.
There's the other thing of, too, you have to be, you're a part of a group all going through the same thing, and there's times you're going to need them, there's times they need you. So, I did get my
the friendships I built in drug court was what got me through my first 3 months. There were like 3 people that I really became friends with in drug court, and they really helped me, like, change my mindset. And from, like, okay, I'm going to stay clean a year, like, get through this shit with drug court and just graduate and then be gone, to, like, hey, we're here to, like, change our lives, too.
Right.
And there were people who really, like, integral to that. But there were people who really helped me, like, find that for myself and helped me figure out how I can get through this, stay clean one day at a time. And in the beginning, that's all it was. It's just, whether you're doing it for drug court or for yourself, right now, they helped me get, okay, one day at a time, this is what you do when you want to use, that type of thing. So
and for me, there became a certain amount of, like, freedom and a little bit of a off my shoulder of just calling it what it was. To be able to say addict.
Yeah.
And that this is what's going on. So anything else specifically you remember about that morning that you want to share?
No, I remember that very vividly.
Yeah.
It's really, like, big and important for you to acknowledge that. And I think it's really important for people to hear that. The ignorance that we walk in with, because that's across the board. That's so many people, especially people who have never been in close contact. You know,
Right, ignorance, assumptions.
She has a loved one in this, and so has had to learn, been forced into it. But I can't say most people. A lot of people haven't had somebody close to them who have been forced to learn this. And I think in that point, ignorance is bliss if you're not forced to learn about addiction in such a raw and brutal way. But speaking about the ignorance where it started, that's so important because it's just going to show that, like, we didn't just walk into this all, like, loving and accepting and knowledgeable of everything and everybody, and you grow.
I'm still a little embarrassed that I thought that way and I said that, but I don't feel shame because I know that was where I was coming from, and, well, we learned too. So.
Right, exactly. You learned. So you're not still there.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
I think that's all for this topic. Yeah. Join us next time.
Talk to you later.
Bye.